In the endless noise of life where every voice clamors to be heard, where opinions collide like thunder, where the world seems to never pause, there exists a rare, almost forgotten power: silence. Many believe silence is the absence of words, the void where nothing happens. But true silence, the kind that commands respect, is not emptiness. It is a fortress. It is a weapon. It is a signal of strength far greater than any shout. Respect starts the second you go quiet. Think about it. When you find yourself in the middle of an argument, when voices rise and emotions flare, what happens if you suddenly stop? What if, instead of responding to every jab, every criticism, you simply go quiet? The room changes, the energy shifts, the attention turns to you. People sense something different.com, an unspoken confidence, a mastery over the moment. Why does this happen? Because in silence, there is control. In silence, there is power. In silence, there is reflection. Our minds are wired to react to, speak up, defend, attack, and justify. It is the natural impulse. But the greatest leaders, the wisest souls, have understood this secret: the ability to withhold speech, to hold your tongues, a sign of supreme self-control. Psychologists explain that silence in conversation creates space. Space for thought, for empathy, for understanding. It creates a pause, a break in the pattern of chaos and noise. This pause forces others to fill the void, often with their own reflections, or, sometimes, their own mistakes. When you go quiet, you invite others to rethink their actions, their words, their approach. You see, respect isn't earned by dominating a conversation or overpowering others with your voice. It is earned by the quiet confidence that you don't need to prove yourself in every moment. You don't need to validate your existence with loudness or aggression. Respect is earned when you demonstrate restraint. Restraint is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is understanding that not every battle is yours to fight. It is realizing that your energy is precious, and wasting it on unnecessary conflict only drains you. When you go quiet, you show emotional intelligence. You show maturity. You show that you value peace over chaos, depth over surface, calm over reaction. Think about how often we see people shouting to be heard, but at the end of the day, they are forgotten. They were loud, yes, but were they memorable? Were they respected? Contrast that with the person who speaks little, who listens much, who chooses their words with care. That person commands attention, draws people in, and when they finally speak, their words carry weight and meaning. There's a powerful psychological effect at work here. Silence triggers curiosity. It triggers respect. It creates anticipation. When you refuse to get drawn into every petty argument, when you don't chase every slight or insult, you become unpredictable. People no longer see you as a reactionary. They see you as a force. And there's another hidden benefit. When you go quiet, you start to listen deeply. Listening is the cornerstone of understanding. Understanding builds empathy. Empathy builds connection. And connection builds respect. Too often, people listen just enough to respond, not to understand. But in silence, your mind opens. You hear what's not said. You see beyond the surface. You gain insights that no shouting can reveal. There is, also, an inner peace that grows when you embrace silence. The habit of responding to every provocation breeds stress, anxiety, and exhaustion. But choosing silence, especially in heated moments, allows your mind to stay calm, your heart to stay steady. This inner calm radiates outward. People feel it, they are drawn to it, they respect it. Remember the story of the great leaders throughout history: Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa. They didn't gain respect by being the loudest voices. They gained respect by their measured words, their thoughtful silence, and their steady resolve. Their silence was a statement. It was a shield. It was their power. And here's a crucial truth. Respect is not something you demand. It's something you command through your actions and presence. And nothing commands respect more than a person who can master the art of silence. So, how do you cultivate this silence? How do you make it your strength? First, recognize your triggers. Notice the moments you feel the urge to argue, to defend, to prove yourself. These impulses are natural, but they don't always serve you. Next, practice patience. When someone says something hurtful or unfair, instead of reacting immediately, take a breath. Count to 10. Give yourself space to respond, consciously, not react unconsciously. Learn the power of a pause. A well-placed pause in conversation can create more impact than 1,000 words. It shows you are thinking deeply. It shows you are in control. And remember, silence is not a withdrawal. It's an engagement on your terms. It is choosing your battles wisely. In moments of conflict, ask yourself, does my response improve the situation or just fuel the fire? When you master this, you don't just earn respect, you become a beacon of strength and wisdom for others. But silence also teaches self-respect. When you don't feel the need to respond to every slight, you affirm your own value internally. You say, I am enough. I don't need to justify myself. And this self-respect shines so brightly that others can't help but see it. In the end, respect starts not with others, but within you. It starts the moment you stop chasing approval. It starts the moment you stop reacting to every provocation. It starts the moment you find peace in silence. So next time you feel overwhelmed by the noise, by the criticism, the drama, the pressure, remember, respect starts the second you go quiet. It's in that silence that your true power is revealed. It's in that silence that you become unforgettable. It's in that silence that the world learns to respect you not for how loudly you shout, but for how deeply you listen, how wisely you respond, and how calmly you carry yourself. Embrace the silence, own your quiet, and watch how respect follows you, naturally, inevitably, and forever.